Crack open a tepid Genesee and watch the pictures as they travel through your neighbor's Wi-Fi. It's the Rees Company. I'm Steve Rees, the bull of American broadcasting, alongside the great Chris Morganti. We hope you watched last week's program. We had a lot of fun doing that and bringing that to you. Now, the version that we did wasn't the version that went up because we didn't know there were going to be a lot of added elements.
Yeah. Jim did a great job with it, adding some Handboy doing some production effects, and yeah, it looked fantastic.
It looked incredible, and if you haven't seen last week's program, we suggest you go back and enjoy it.
And if you've seen any before that, you should probably just forget about all that.
Yeah, this is where you should start.
Yeah.
Last week's show is the one, that's the primer. We'll call that one the primer. Oh, man. I will say this, though. When it first appeared on YouTube, the still shot that I saw in the recommended videos or whatever, it was you, Chris.
Okay.
It was me. And I saw a graphic behind us, and it said, "Just enough lounge."
Oh, that's what made it into the still shot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, that's a local strip club.
Now, I didn't remember that was the name of the club you were talking about.
Right.
I saw that behind us, and I thought, oh, great. We have a sponsor, and I haven't been paid.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be sponsoring us anytime soon. and I actually didn't have complimentary things to say about them on the last episode, so definitely not. Yeah.
I remember the story. I didn't remember the name of the place.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I thought, oh, really?
This
is going on now?
I will say that's a much better still shot. There are some episodes that I see when I Google the show, where it's just me like this. Which, come on, man. Come on.
That's not the image you want to portray?
Is there any way to control that where I'm not mid-chug in our still shots?
There is a way to do that, but that really hasn't been the biggest problem we've faced when you think about it.
Yeah. All right. We'll put that on the list and kick that can down the road.
But at this point, I can't complain.
Yeah. About what specifically?
No, I mean about our situation and the way things are going.
Yeah, things are going well.
And we're definitely pleased, especially with the previous program. And we hope you enjoyed it if you saw it. And we hope if you didn't, you'll go back and check it out. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that. It helps with the algorithm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you do all of those things or any of those things, it helps us out tremendously and gets our show put in front of more people. And we'd appreciate that. That's all you have to do. We're not asking for anything other than that.
Yeah, we're not asking for money.
No.
Although if you want to send some.
Yeah, we'd have no problem with that.
Feel free.
Not just yet. Now, on last week's show, we talked about a made-for-TV motion picture.
Oh, yes. Several, actually.
Yeah, we talked about a couple of them, but the one we talked about was it was called
The Rape of Richard Beck.
Thank you for saying that. I got here early because we spent 3 hours shooting a 45-minute bit, a 45-second bit.
Dude, it's probably 18 seconds, Steve. It was as if Stanley Kubrick and Francis Ford Coppola strolled in here and took over production of what we were doing. You'll see it later in the show.
Yeah. Now, last week we started a segment.
Yeah.
Perhaps a regular segment.
Yeah.
About TV movies, made-for-TV movies from the 1970s and the 1980s, where they were very much sensational and tabloid-esque. And they were meant to be disposable. They'd be aired once and completely forgotten about. So there wasn't a lot of effort put into these. All they had to do was draw people in. And I have a new scene I want to show.
Great. Now, I haven't seen this one.
Okay. And that's why we're going to watch it together.
Okay.
And I'd like to get your reaction. And we're only going to watch one scene from this film.
All right.
This is from a made-for-TV movie called Karen's Secret. I'm sorry, Kate's Secret. As I said, I got here early. Okay, this was on NBC on November 17th, 1986. And like the film we discussed last week, The Rape of Richard Beck, this also aired during sweeps.
Oh, okay.
Also, like last week's film, it features Meredith Baxter Birney, a staple of the genre. But in this case, yes, Chris?
I'm just wondering why was the regular programming that bad that they felt the need to switch it up on sweeps week? Like, why wouldn't you just go with your regular shows that have a built-up audience over the course of years?
Yeah, that would make sense. I guess in this case, well, movies of the week, as they were called, or disease of the week films, as they were sometimes derisively called, were, because of the sensationalism, they always drew ratings, and they were kind of a regular part of the broadcast week, just as, say, Alf.
Oh, sweeps week. So you would still have Alf on.
Yeah.
But you would have this also.
And it's really sweeps month.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
It's like May, February, May, sometimes August, and November. And the reason why is because those are the last weeks of the ratings period.
And this was
So
back.
it's your last chance to draw people in.
Okay.
And get their attention and set your advertising rates based on the business you do or the viewers you draw during that period.
And this is back when people would just like write down in a notebook what they had watched, and that's what this was all based on.
That was more radio. The Arbitron books. Television was a Nielsen box that you would have screwed into your TV set.
Oh,
and it would monitor what you watched. But the number of viewers, the number of Nielsen families were so minuscule compared to the number of people who own televisions. It was really irrelevant.
It was a sample set of the whole viewership,
A very small sample set.
Plus, you figure it's probably the same. Like, political polls in the last few years have been wildly inaccurate compared to how they were in the past because it's hard to get anyone to talk to you anymore. Like, you can't just call someone's landline at dinner time like you used to when they would answer.
Right.
Now people are just going to hang up on you. So the only people that answer these things are nuts. And that's probably who these Nielsen families were back in the day. Who would agree to have something screwed into their television that monitors what you're watching? Like, that seems like, why would you, maybe they got paid to do that? I don't know.
I think they might have been paid. I'm not sure.
Oh, then it kind of makes sense.
I did have an Arbitron book when I was a teenager.
For radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I got
Greaseman
$5.
all across the board? Is that where you went?
It was Don Imus and Paul Harvey. That's what I filled out. But as far as the Nielsen thing goes and the inaccuracy, which I think there was a lot of inaccuracy with this.
Yeah.
And in the 20s, it's entirely possible. Everybody has a cable box or some sort of streaming, like a Fire Stick or a Roku. They hook up to their television. An equivalent of a Nielsen rating system can be normaled into that device.
Isn't it?
We can have 100% accurate ratings.
I always assumed that's how it worked now.
No, it's not how it works now.
Oh.
And I think the reason why it's not is because in this country, Comcast produces the most cable boxes.
Oh, yeah.
They also own NBC.
Right.
So there might be a conflict of interest. It might be to avoid them, or it also might be Nielsen's monopoly on ratings. I don't know. Or a combination of these things that are keeping the ratings from being accurate. All I know is we can see exactly how many people have watched our videos.
Yes. Well, we can also count them on one hand. So that makes it easy for us.
Well, it's early days.
Yeah.
Maybe by year 10.
All right, so Meredith Baxter Birney, huh?
Yeah. Meredith Baxter Birney in this film, not like last film, she had a supporting role. In this film,
wait, I don't think we got to that. That was in the rape and marriage, right?
Oh no, she was in the Rape of Richard Beck.
Oh, she was the yes.
She was another sex crimes officer.
Yeah, she was yes, correct. I'm sorry, I'd forgotten that.
Who was not a fan of Richard Beck's attitude.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah. Now, in this case, she plays the title role in Kate's Secret. Not The Secret, but Kate. She plays a gal
She
called...
plays Kate. Okay.
Yeah, Kate. And it's the lead role. And let me tell you a little something about Kate, Chris,
Okay.
because I know you haven't watched this. She has a husband who is a high-powered attorney. And they have a daughter played by a member of the Phoenix acting family, whose first name I didn't catch, but I'm pretty sure it's Stupid. Now, the scene we're going to watch is about 6 minutes in. Kate is a bit stressed because her mother, who is domineering and very judgmental, she's in town visiting. In fact, Kate just picked her up from the airport. Now, as an aside, I want to mention this. She offered her husband sexual favors to pick up her mother from the airport, but he didn't take her up on that because he had to go to work.
Wait. I'm sorry. She offered her husband sexual favors to pick up his own mother-in-law from the airport.
Yeah.
Well, that's how marriage works. Sure.
Anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm not going to add anything to that.
So on the way home, she did pick up her mother on the airport because her husband couldn't accept the blowjob because he had to go to work.
Sure.
Her mother's still in the car, and Meredith, or Kate, stops at a supermarket under the guise of picking up a certain kind of tea her mother likes. Which, I mean, to me, it's either you like tea or you don't.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
And this is why all of this is inconsequential. I'm just providing context. Now, we don't yet know Kate's secret. And as I said, this is about 6 minutes in. We don't know her secret.
All right.
It turns out Kate is bulimic.
Oh, man, I feel like you spoiled it.
I
You
didn't
weren't going to see
spoil
that
it.
from the clip?
I didn't spoil it.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to know this to see the way this is portrayed.
Oh, okay.
We're about to find out in a very bizarre, over-the-top way.
Oh.
Okay, handboy?
This reminds me of the phone booth scene from last week, I think.
I'll get it. Oh. No, you wait here.
I think she said, I'll get it.
Oh, okay.
And Meredith, or Kate, rather, said, no, you wait here.
Oh, okay.
She's intent on going into the store by herself.
This is a grocery store.
Yeah.
It's a box of tea, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She picked up a box of tea.
All right. I know. Ominous music playing. Now, what is she picking up there?
She has spied some cookies.
Cookies. Those look like good. You know, the Archway cookies? Those are good, huh? Yeah, wise choice. All right, well, she's shoplifting. Is that her secret, Steve, that she's a shoplifter?
No, her secret is she's a bulimic.
Oh, right. But she's also a shoplifter.
She is a shoplifter.
I'm not sure which is worse.
Her husband is a high-powered attorney.
Yeah, well, you could pay for those. Man, school in summertime. They ate 2 cookies.
Yeah, but she's not done.
Oh, boy. Now what do we got, ice cream?
Well, she's making her own ice cream, if that makes sense.
Wait, she just stole a carton of milk? Of all the things.
Well, the milk goes with cookies.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Well, she's heading for the vegetable aisle. Snag a tomato. That goes with milk and cookies.
She puts the tea back.
Why? That's what she went there to buy. Steve, why did she put the tea back? I don't get it.
None of this makes any sense.
Okay. All right.
And there she's throwing up next to the dumpster.
Right.
Which, really, she's next to a dumpster. She had to stick her finger down her throat.
Oh, geez. She's, wow.
The knock-up blast.
Now, Steve, do you think that a bulimic would probably eat more than 2 cookies?
That was a very low cookie count.
They're all out. I'll come by tomorrow.
Why didn't she just buy the
Okay.
tea?
It doesn't make any sense. She
Thanks for
totally could
trying.
have bought the tea.
Right.
By the way, she could have bought the tea, the cookies, and the milk.
Yeah.
And before she left, eaten the cookies, drank the milk,
We always
and,
have a wonderful
and hey, here's
visit.
your tea.
Right.
I know, but
She's
that's
like
really
a kleptomaniac.
tried it.
That's her main issue.
But that's not
and
pursued. The rest of the film, the fact that she, as you very astutely and very early pointed out, that she's a shoplifter is
Right.
not addressed.
Right. Yeah, like it would be easier to eat the cookies at home and throw them up in your own toilet rather than going around back of the grocery store and vomiting by the dumpster.
Right. And what would have been the big deal if there were cookies in the house? There's no point, there's no part of this film where she says, well, I don't allow sugar. Or, in fact, her husband makes partner at the law firm.
Okay.
And she has a party for him. And after everybody goes to bed, she eats the rest of the cake. But she eats it, she's in such an eating frenzy, she knocks half of the cake over
Okay.
onto the floor.
Okay.
And then eats what was on the floor.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I'm not sure that's how bulimia works. I mean, food
Yeah.
is plentiful, especially if you come from a wealthy family.
Right. Oh, man. So,
Some of the comments under this,
Oh,
because I watched this on YouTube, obviously, and some of the comments suggested that, well, I've been through this, and you don't care about anything when you need to feed your demon, or however they phrased it.
oh, okay.
Okay, but you do know enough to hide it from people, so you should also know enough to not shoplift
Yeah.
or eat off the floor. There are ways around that contribute to society.
I feel like this reminds me of the scene from last week's film, The Rape of Richard Beck, where he just goes nuts on his hot new girlfriend.
Yeah, Carol Seaver.
Yeah, which didn't really make sense, but you get that they're trying to illustrate the point of this is what these victims go through. And this seems very similar where, oh, they don't care about the consequences, right?
But she cared enough to make sure she was out of the
yeah.
mirror.
Yeah, much like last
Mirror
week,
view.
it was just poorly done. Yeah, they're taking shortcuts, I guess. But yeah, so how did you enjoy? You watched the whole thing, I guess.
I didn't watch the whole thing,
Oh.
and that's why we don't have any more clips. But, but I did see enough to see her go to, I guess, rehab, you might call it,
Okay.
treatment for bulimia. And she goes into the treatment center, and suddenly it becomes an Abbott and Costello
Oh no.
when they have mealtime.
you.
In fact, no, it's all right. I will bring this in next week.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything more about that aspect of it, but I will write it down.
There's an Abbott and Costello bit that is similar to this.
Well, no, it just becomes a kind of a not slapstick, but what was the guy? Not Chesney Hawks.
Oh wow.
Not Guy Fawkes. There was a guy who wrote screwball comedies in the 40s and 50s. It becomes that sort of film for just this one scene.
Oh,
There's a gal
yeah.
who's obsessed with mustard.
Okay.
We're going to watch this next
Yeah,
week.
that sounds like
Okay.
fun.
I'm going to tease it now. We're going to watch this part of this
Why
program
not just have
next week.
Hamboy go through and find it?
Do we have this kind of time? You have no idea how much time we spent.
But also, we have nothing else to talk about. Am I wrong?
Well, we have a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, before we get off the subject of bulimia, because you had sent me this clip earlier today, but I didn't have time to watch the film. but it reminded me that like there was some good old street jokes about people with eating disorders. Like you'd find in Truly Tasteless Jokes.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember any of those?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't remember the one about how many anorexics can you fit in a bathtub?
Was it all of them?
Well, we don't know. They keep slipping down the drain. Right? That was a good one.
No, it's not really that good. What do you think about it?
No.
You can just close the drain and then finish your study.
All right. Well, they're street jokes. I didn't write these. Give me a break here, man. All right. And what about the one, what did the bulimic get for a Christmas present? Your bike? I'm not actually sure that one was about bulimics. It may have been some other word that starts with a B. I don't know. But all right, how about this one? What do you get when you have a room full of bulimics? A full set of teeth. That may have been about Cambodian women. I forget, but it kind of works either way, right?
It may have been about wrestling fans.
Yeah. All right, well, one last one.
Okay.
What's the difference between? No, I'm sorry, that's not how it goes. It goes. All right, it goes. Uh-oh, what's happening? What's happening? I don't think it was on camera, Jim.
I think Chris just got the hook. Oh boy.
I'm doing this joke anyway.
Yeah, please do. Chris is always going somewhere. There's always a payoff. Yeah, it was his.
Well, my joke was to have the hook on camera, Jim, not below the waist where no one can see it. But all right. Damn, what is this joke? What's the difference between a bulimic and a kidnapped child? I don't have a bulimic in my van. All right. That's all the bulimia jokes I know. So we have a lot more on the show, you're saying? 'Cause I got nothing. I just spent 2 hours filming my idea. Which will take the last 18 seconds of the show.
Oh, you want to do that at the end? Or
I don't care when we do it.
I thought we would do it fairly soon.
Well, you got to set it up.
Okay. Well, I have plans for this weekend.
Okay.
I'm going to see Louis C.K.
Well, he's one of my favorite comedians
Top
of all
stand-up
time.
comedian. Brilliant comedian.
Yes.
One of the greatest ever.
Sure.
I'd say top 10.
And his show, it was simply called Louis. He had 2 shows. He had one called, I think, Lucky Louie.
Lucky Louie, yeah, it was fantastic.
It was kind of like a Married with Children type of show, like a sitcom, but like they kind of subverted the norms of a typical sitcom.
Right, Married with Children. I'd say Married with Children / Honeymooners.
Yeah, kind of like that. But then he had another show called Louie, which I guess it was about 10 years ago that was on, like somewhere around there.
Of course, I'm just realizing something.
What?
Do you think the audience has no idea who Louis C.K. is?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm saying how much I love that show, Louis.
Yeah.
It was funny, but it was more than funny. It was so goddamn artistic. Some episodes didn't even try to be funny. They were just fucking brilliant. And I'm sorry, I'm cursing for no fucking reason at all. But yeah, I love that show. And as much as I'm a fan of his stand-up, I was also a huge fan of that show and a huge fan of when he would come on and do Third Mic on the Opie and Anthony show. He was brilliant on that as well.
Absolutely. He's one of those guys who, and as a huge, I mean, we're both huge O&A fans.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys who I would always look forward to hearing come in. He and Patrice and Bill Burr
Yeah.
were probably my favorite 3 O&A guests.
Yeah, when Jim Norton wasn't there, those, one of those type of guys would fill in, and they were so great. Yeah, it was wonderful. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue.
You didn't. What I'm saying is that, this man has done a lot of great work that we greatly admire.
And it's great that you're going to see him, man. I've never seen him do stand-up live. That sounds awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. And the A-Bomb and I haven't really had a night out in probably a couple of years.
Yeah.
So this is something that she surprised me with. and I was very excited to hear about. And we're going. We're going to see the man, Louis C.K.
Do you want to? Never mind.
Well,
never mind.
there's some.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't have brought it up.
What?
You guys deserve a night out. Let's just leave it at that. I said too much.
Well, there's some baggage with Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're killing it, Steve. We got here early.
And my concern is by saying I'm going to see Louis C.K., that puts me in a category, perhaps cancelable category. Just by saying I'm supporting this man's art, which I don't think is that outrageous. He's a great comic. He didn't do anything actionable. He's never been charged with a crime. He made people uncomfortable, and he engaged in shitty behavior. And I think that's where it ends.
Yeah, and certainly that's him. We've never done anything deserving of being canceled. We fly the straight arrow path.
Absolutely.
You and I.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're more Spruce Goose than Chuck Yeager.
Spruce Goose had nothing to do with Chuck Yeager. I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, no,
of.
I'm comparing a wooden plane flying for 4 feet
I got you.
against the guy breaking the sound barrier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we want to make clear that, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah.
We recorded a PSA.
Yeah. Because we recorded a PSA, much like we did last week, after we reviewed a film about a rape, that we don't condone that sort of activity.
Right.
So we just want to make it clear, even though we both love Louis C.K. and support his future endeavors, we don't exactly support maybe some of the things he did in his personal life.
And by the way, none of which was rape.
Right? No. God, no.
We don't want to do what ABC News did the night of the New York Times article and conflate Bill Cosby with Louis C.K.
Right.
They're two completely different people with two completely different hobbies.
Yeah. And speaking of which, let's roll this.
Okay.
Hey, want to watch me jerk off? Absolutely not. Too late.
Okay, now that's one way to behave. We're not condoning that at all.
No.
That's not the way to do it. There is a better way to live your life, go about your business, and conduct yourself as a gentleman.
Hey, want to watch me jerk off? Absolutely not.
Oh, well then perhaps you'd like to accompany me to this weekend's tractor pull.
Oh, that would be lovely. Now there's a man who knows how to treat a lady.
Now, see, that guy made a boner.
Yes. Well, in more ways than one.
Oh, no,
yes.
no. What I mean is he made a horrible mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, that's no way to conduct oneself as a gentleman. There is a better way to do it.
Right. We all wish we had do-overs in life. In this case, this guy got one, and he did things the right way. Sounds like he's going to have a lovely evening.
Hey, want to watch me jerk off?
Absolutely not. Too late.
Hey, want to watch me jerk off?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well then perhaps you'd like to accompany me to this weekend's tractor pull.
Oh, that would be lovely. Now there's a man who knows how to treat a lady.
Yeah, I didn't know what we were doing last time. I didn't know. I thought we were done. I didn't know we were going to rerun it. We have no idea what's going on tonight.
We're trying our best.
But hopefully you saw both those things, and
Nearly 40 years in broadcasting.
but didn't they take away your degree?
Oh, no, they didn't take away my degree. They forgave my student loan.
Oh, they
because
gave
I
you
was-
your money back,
because,
right?
Yeah, I was clearly defrauded. I clearly was not given the tools necessary
Now here's a question.
to entertain and educate America.
Now, should I expect to be getting a bill for that education? Once they trace back where everything went wrong for you and realize it was the day you met me.
Well, that might happen. If it does, let us know. Speaking of people delivering weird messages to you, you played a voicemail to me earlier from your landlord.
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, I don't have my... Let me grab my phone. I'll see if I can play it.
I don't know. Last week we might have had issues with static based on the phone being too close to the microphone.
So you want me to paraphrase the voicemail that I got this afternoon?
Yeah, and I can help you with this because
Okay.
I heard it.
All right. So, ring. Hello, Chris. This is a voicemail, not a phone call. Hello, Chris. This is your landlord. We just had the heating people in today to fix the heater. I don't know. I had plenty of heat. I don't know. I don't know. But and they recommended that everyone keep their blinds open during the day so that the sun gets in and heats the house. So if you could do that for me, I'd appreciate it. End of message. Now, Steve, what would be your reaction if your landlord called you with such a request?
Well, I would call BS because it's obviously about something else. I don't know what the something else is, but do they really think that keeping your blinds open is going to replace the effects of a heater?
Well, here's the thing. In my apartment, the utilities are included, which means the landlord is paying for all this stuff. And so they're penny pinching. But, yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Like, my windows are like, a square foot. I got 4 1 square foot windows. I live in the third floor. Steve, if you walk, it's like one of those sloping, like, because I'm right under the roof. Mm. Like if I'm hitting my head on the fucking ceiling.
Like an attic.
Yeah, I'm in an attic. Like it's not going to make any difference. And come on, man, you calling me at work to tell me to open my blinds?
And how would that be effective?
Even
if it was a legitimate request, how would that be effective?
And 2 of my 4 windows blinds are already open. The other 2 are my bedroom and my bathroom. I'm not opening those.
No one needs to see all the butter-related activity going on in one or perhaps both of those rooms.
Well, also the kitchen. But that, I don't know. I guess we're going to let that one slide for now.
The butter makes it to the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it does sound, like you said, a penny pinching exercise.
Meanwhile, while I am a tenant in an apartment, I am also a landlord. I own a rental property that I rent out to people. Those mother effers owe me $5,000, and I call them less than my landlord calls me.
This is still going on.
Yeah, it's the $5,000, 3 months rent, man, over 3 months rent at this point.
Okay, now there are 2 people who live in this residence.
Well, that's the problem. There were originally 2 brothers. One rented. It's 2 apartments, right?
They're not brothers now?
Well, originally it was rented by 2 brothers, one upstairs, one downstairs. One guy moves out. Since then, I'm short. I don't know, man. It's a pain in the ass to evict. It's a pain in the ass to evict someone through the court. It's also a shitty thing to have to go through as a person, right? I don't want to kick someone out of their home just as winter's starting, Like, come on. It's just a shitty situation.
But don't you feel like you're being taken advantage of?
Oh, I'm definitely being taken advantage of.
So,
but I've been renting this guy for 10 years, and he has, over time, eventually made good on various things. That makes me more inclined to deal with him, but it's hurting me. It's hurting me now, for sure.
I think paying rent would be what would make you inclined to deal with him.
Yeah, right. Like I said, he's made good in the past, so
he's made good.
My hopes is that'll happen in the future, but in the meantime, I'm carrying credit card debt because of this.
You can't gamble on it
now. I could be wagering this money on the Detroit Red Wings right now if I had it.
Well, I didn't mean that literally, but the idea, and I believe, I think you told me in the past that this gentleman has done yard work and taken care of the property in ways that would not be expected of a tenant otherwise.
Yeah, he's done that. He's also taken care of other properties for me, where my daughter lives. Like that's how he works off back rent and shit. But hey, man, why am I spilling like? This is stuff I shouldn't be talking about on the air, but
Why not?
I don't know, man. I don't want to spill my business out there more than I already have. But yeah, so it's annoying to me that I'm getting calls like this from my landlord, knowing, man, you think I'm a bad tenant? Meanwhile, I'm not a bad tenant, But you think you got your hands full with me? Imagine if I wish maybe if I could get this guy to move into where I'm living and I could move back to my old house, then have my landlord deal with this guy that I'm having trouble with, then we'd really see something. That's what I want to have happen.
Well, I hope it works out. And
no, it's not going to work out.
Well, no,
there's no chance of that.
I do hope you get more aggressive with this cat because he is taking advantage of you.
You want to go over and beat him up after the show?
No.
Ham boy,
Yes.
you up for some ultra violence after the show? What's going on? Hey, we got the hook. Yeah.
If the semen wasn't actionable, I think that might be. Oh, man. So before the show, I got a huge laugh, so I'm going to go for it again. It's not going to occur.
No.
You've already assured me it's not going to occur.
No, it's not going to happen.
But during the mic check, I don't know how we got started on Sheryl Crow.
Well, we're big fans.
We're always talking about Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, always.
And I was telling Chris a story just to test the mic about how Sheryl Crow wrote that song "Leaving Las Vegas." It was based on a novel by a man named Lear, or I don't know the guy's name, but the title "Leaving Las Vegas." Man, did I get here early?
Was that Hunter? No, that was Hunter S. Thompson.
No,
was something
no,
else with
no.
Las Vegas,
Fear
right?
and Loathing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So anyway, Sheryl Crow writes this song with a bunch of dudes, and they borrow the title "Leaving Las Vegas" for a pretty popular song.
Yeah, it was great. It's a great song.
Yeah, and
You should turn this show off and probably listen to it.
We spent 3 hours on that little thing you just saw. So, Sheryl Crow sings this song that she co-wrote with a bunch of people inspired by this novelist. And the novelist kills himself. He commits suicide after the album comes out. And there was speculation that she made an appearance on Letterman, and she sang "Leaving Las Vegas."
Okay.
And Letterman asked her, is this autobiographical?
Autobiographical, I think is the word you're looking for, Steve.
Autobiographical.
And she says, yes, although I've never lived in Las Vegas, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was shortly after that this guy committed suicide. So people were speculating that her lack of giving him credit was what led to his death. And
Well, that doesn't make much sense right there.
it doesn't make much sense at all, but people were... This guy committed suicide. His family is being hounded by the press because he was a novelist. He was sort of known. And they were just tired of being asked about Sheryl Crow. Did Sheryl Crow have anything to do with this? Or was it because of Sheryl Crow's statements on Letterman? Did
Okay.
Sheryl Crow... and they had to release a statement, an official statement saying Sheryl Crow had nothing to do with the death of our son. Now, if you're familiar with Leaving Las Vegas, if you've seen, I guess that's the film, the Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
and Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
It stars Nicolas Cage and Elizabeth Shue's ass in a leather skirt. That guy had problems.
Wait, I didn't follow you. Again, early. I didn't follow you.
Okay.
This guy had problems because Elizabeth Shue's ass? What are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about if you've seen the film
Right.
based on the book. Am I thinking of the wrong film? I got here really early. Are you familiar with Leaving Las Vegas? Can we get a third party? And that's the name of the movie, right? Okay. And Hamboy is familiar with the Elizabeth Shue scene. She's the co-star of the film, but
Yeah.
but you know what I'm talking about when she first walks by Nicolas Cage's car in that leather skirt.
But why would that be indicative of the author having problems?
Because it's about a guy who moves to Las Vegas or lives in Las Vegas or whatever with plans to drink himself to death.
Oh. Okay. And then he meets this hot chick, and then he prolongs his death.
Well, she's a prostitute.
No. Still, if you got enough money, that could prolong it. You blow through your money first.
And in the movie, I don't know about the
Is
book.
that is that what the plot is?
I-
I'm gonna nail this prostitute until I run out of money, and then kill myself.
he dies under her, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
I
gonna-
might have to watch this.
if you're going to go. Anyway, so the guy who wrote the novel that the movie was based on killed himself shortly after Tuesday Night Music Club, the first Sheryl Crow album, came out with a song on it, Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I believe he was given a co-credit on the song.
So he'd been portending his death by suicide in this work from years ago.
Right.
It would be no surprise if he later committed suicide.
Yeah, I think it was maybe 2, 3, perhaps 4 years before the
Gotcha.
song came out. But as I said, she went on Letterman and claimed it was autobiographical.
Autobiographical.
How about that? Pretty good, huh? Nailed it, as they say. And so people were thinking, well, maybe his death had something to do with Sheryl Crow. And as I said, the family, no, had nothing to do with Sheryl Crow. So I became fascinated by this story.
I can see why.
And I was...
All right. We're all having fun. Continue on.
I became fascinated by this story. And I was telling the A-Bomb about it.
Yeah.
And I got to the part where his family had to make a statement saying, no, his suicide had nothing to do with Sheryl Crow. And the A-Bomb said immediately, if I ever die, I want you to make clear to the world that my death was entirely to do with Sheryl Crow.
All right. So just what just happened here was Steve told me this story before the show, and I fell off this chair laughing. So yeah, I just sandbagged you right there. That's a funny story.
You didn't sandbag me.
Everyone out there is laughing.
We're sandbagging ourselves because we got here early, and we spent so much time
No, I deliberately did that.
just dropping yogurt onto a table.
No, that was actually the one shot that didn't take multiple.
That is true. That shot was the first and last.
First take, 1
First and
second,
final. Right.
boom. And the sound was perfect. Everything worked perfectly for that one shot. And yes, it was yogurt. In case you're thinking we're up to some kind of shenanigans on this show.
Shenanigans. Did that look like... I don't know. I only have one source on this. But I assume that's not an accurate depiction.
One source, really? Yeah, all right. I don't watch porn. Yeah,
Oh, no,
all right,
no,
whatever.
All right. Well, I didn't mean it that way. You know what I'm saying? First-hand account. So, Chris, is there anything we didn't talk about you might want to talk about?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is we may need to.
I feel like I told that Sheryl Crow story 3 times. And not before the show, during the show.
Yeah. No, it's a good story, man. And it really made me laugh very heartily the first time I heard it.
No, we know that. Nobody doubts that. I'm just saying that I feel like I stumbled through it, so I had to repeat parts. And it became...
So I think we need to rethink maybe how we're producing this show. And I don't mean Hamboy producing. I mean the process that we're going through. Because we had because things are going well, we decided that we should start pre-recording things because that's something that earlier would have been not possible, and now it is possible, right?
Yeah.
But
Pre or re.
Huh?
There were issues pre-recording things and also
Right.
recording things.
right, but now we're stepping things up a level.
Yeah, things are stellar.
And so we had, I mean, you can judge for yourself whether or not you thought that was funny. Or last week's, which we should probably, Jim, just replay at the end of the show because why not? But if we're going to be doing those things, we're not properly budgeting our time as to, like showing up and doing it before the show and then not being ready for the show is not the best thing.
Well, I think also part of the problem is that we did a show, the show you've seen most recently, we did on Sunday night. It is Friday.
Yeah.
And that's not something we're accustomed to coming in that soon after.
Sure. Yeah, if we'd had an extra 2 days, we'd be nailing it.
Yeah, I may have misdiagnosed. All right, in that case, what do you think, Chris? You think we did it?
You don't have anything else on there?
I did as far as, I everything I have here.
You know what's funny to me is that you wear reading glasses, and yet you still print stuff out in 48 font. Like, are the glasses not doing the trick, Steve?
They're not. They don't do the trick if I printed this out in standard, like this. Yeah, and I guess I need stronger reading glasses.
That would seem to be indicated, yeah.
But also, if I wear stronger reading glasses, other things are just tremendously.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, so tune in to the Rees Company for all your prescription glasses related conversations.
Well, these actually aren't prescription.
Well, yeah, you buy readers out of the drugstore, for
Yeah.
$5, yeah.
But I do, and the reason why I don't have prescription glasses is years ago, I walked out of, I went to a comedy show.
No.
I had prescription glasses.
Okay.
Walked out of a comedy show. I got there early.
Yeah, much like tonight.
Walked out of the venue. Took about 5 steps. Fell flat on my face.
Oh, Jesus.
Did not know that I had lost my glasses. Did not know I had a giant black eye. And also did not know where my car was. So I walked around South Philly, it was, for a couple hours trying to find my car. I finally did. I finally made it home and scared myself in the mirror the next morning.
So you didn't remember why you had a black eye?
I remembered falling on my face.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know it had caused any sort of abrasion.
Yeah.
And I also didn't remember losing my glasses.
Yeah, I remember like the last bar fight I was in, which was, I mean, over 20 years ago at this point.
The last bar fight. There were multiple bar fights in your life?
2 or 3, but they were all a very long time ago, Steve.
Right.
Right. And it may not have been the last one. It was one of the whatever.
Well,
But-
the night's still young. I guess you're right.
But I
Well,
like I was taking
not
a
at this rate.
I was taking a shower and there was just bruises like all up and down. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I was like, "Oh right, I was being held down and punched by a much larger man." I was pinned to the ground for upwards of 10 minutes.
Do you remember what led to this? Was there an initiating incident?
I think that one was just everyone in the bar, like the 2 guys start fighting and everyone just goes nuts.
Oh, like an Elvis movie.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those, but this was the thing that actually happened in the 90s, Steve, where bar fights would start and everyone just would be like, yeah, like it doesn't, you'll never see it again.
How
I
do you pick
guarantee.
a side? That's something that I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know, but somehow you figured it out. Like somehow you'd be like, that guy's
Are there
probably
heels
right.
and baby faces?
Like that guy's that guy's probably right. Like, but yeah,
Okay, so you take that side based on what?
being drunk and thinking that
But that guy's probably right based on something.
Yeah.
There is something that
I don't know.
And an equal number of people are deciding that guy's probably wrong.
This is when you're 22 years old and drunk, you don't make wise choices or decisions, and these things happen. But I mean, I'm not just saying my own age. Like, you don't see that type of behavior does not exist in society for the most part anymore. You know, like.
Right. Well, it shouldn't.
It'd be on like World Star the next day, and then you'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get fired," you know. So that kind of thing doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm no stranger to the mystery bruises. I've also probably just fallen out of my car coming home. Not my car. I mean my Uber ride coming home from a night of drinking, and you just wake up the next day like, why is my knee all fucked up? You know, like yeah, you know, yeah, this is a stellar show. It started off with a lot of promise. I mean, we had multiple camera shoots and a whole prop department that involved opening a can of yogurt.
Chris, we're fine. Everything's fine. Things are all pointing in the direction we expected them to.
Yeah, but we can't, here's what I'm saying. We can't let if we're going to record stuff before the show, we can't let it affect the show. And I don't know that it did, but.
Everything's fine, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In that case, Hamboy, Chris Morgani, I'm Steve Rees. Ask you, baby.
Wait. Can we replay last week's PSA at the end of the show?
Well, let's do that now, and then we'll do the Oski L if you can. Is that ready?
Because this is a public service that we're doing.
Yeah, well, that's what we want to do. We want to. That's part of. I realize as YouTubers, we're not. We don't have to be compliant with the FCC, but I'm an old school radio guy, and I still appreciate being compliant.
Yeah, and also the way the trajectory of my life is leading me to believe that I will someday need to do public service. So this is like preemptive. Like if I can present this to a judge and be like, you know, I've been doing this, so be lenient.
It'd be like George Michael doing a concert.
Yeah,
but also him pointing to, I've done concerts since I was 19. I'm not sure that works in court, is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, the only thing I know about George Michael concerts that they usually end with a thud that we heard earlier, and never mind.
Doesn't make any sense.
Can we play that scene as the end of George Michael's last concert?
Why would that be?
Can we repurpose? Can we repurpose that?
Why would that be?
I don't know. Jim, what's the holdup over there? You know, never mind.
Really, Chris, why would that happen during, before, or after a George Michael concert?
Because I'm a hack. That's why. All right, man. Let's just call it then. People can go back to next week, or Jim will add it and post. Who the hell cares? What's wrong, Steve?
Everything's fine.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
No, you were the one going, and then everything.
That's not what it was.
All right.
All right. In that case, thank you, Hamboy. Thank you, Chris Morganti. I'm Steve Rees, Husky Wee Wee.
Husky Wawa.
Holy Mackinac.
Tigers. Eat 'em raw.
Eat 'em raw, we did it. Fastcast is next.
Hi, I'm YouTube's Chris Morganti, here to tell you that rape is wrong. It's bad. It needs to be punished.
Hey folks, Steve Rees, the bull of American broadcasting, and I have some excellent news. Because of what you've just seen, the student loan people are going to forgive my debt, and I will not have to pay for my broadcasting degree. I also have some terrible news. People are still raping, and I personally am against that. Now, I know there are a lot of fence sitters when it comes to rape, but I want you to know that I'm not one of those folks. Rape is wrong. Ask you.